I said, Mom, I guess I'll never read, write, or communicate. I guess I'll never amount to anything, go very far in life. I failed my test. I got a 27. I need a 72. And she just listened to me, and then she put her hand on me, and she said, son, whether you become a great teacher and philosopher like you dream and travel the world, whether you go back and be a surfer in Hawaii like you are, or whether you live on the streets as a bum, I just want to let you know something, that your father and I are going to love you no matter what. And when she said that, I learned the power of unconditional love.
Yes.
And in that moment, my hand went into a fist. I looked up. I saw a vision of me speaking. And I said to myself, I'm going to master this thing called reading. I'm going to master this thing called studying. I'm going to master this thing called teaching healing philosophy. And I'm going to do whatever it takes, travel whatever distance, and pay whatever price to give my service of love. And I locked myself in my room, and I went to work. And all I can say is that moments of love heal, and they transform. And it was because of that that I went off on a quest to find the hidden order, the divine magnificence that I believe really, truly exists and permeates the universe. And I've set out to try to help people discover that within themselves, because the truth is there is a magnificence, there is a higher order. And even though we project our values onto things and filter it and don't see it because our own filters, it truly exists. And knowing how to get past it, get beyond the veils by asking quality questions, reveals it and illuminates us. And I believe that we have access to that. And that's what I'm dedicated to.
Well, and you're obviously demonstrating that.
Indeed. You know,
well, if there were 400 days out of the year, I'd do 400 days.
Well, then
I'm working on trying to get that changed.
No worries.
Well,
because the way I travel, it's never day and night. It just keeps moving. So we could actually put 400 days and just keep going. When I found a secret of keeping youthful. You leave L.A. on the 24th of November, and you land in Sydney on the 26th, and you don't have a birthday.
There it is. You found it.
Well, you know, what you just, the story you shared reminds me of a quote in the Secret that you are credited with, which is simply, whatever we think about and think about, we bring about.
Yep. That.
And would you talk a little bit about the movie The Secret and your role in that?
Well, you know, I was blessed to I'm part of a Transformational Leadership Council member, and that's something that Jack Canfield and some friends had put together. And we all were meeting, there's about 30 of us, we were meeting in Aspen, and we were contacted by Rhonda and Glenda, who produced The Secret, and also Drew Harriet, and they asked if we could film us and be part of it. And of course, we all were looking forward to that. And they came out and filmed all of us, all but Michael and I think Bob Proctor. I think they got him while he happened to be in the same city, but not at that meeting. And then Michael Beckworth and a few others at different locations. And they asked if they could film us, and we filmed I think I filmed about 7 hours. I think I only came out about 2 or 3 minutes, but
right.
We filmed 7 hours, so I know there's more material. And it was just a blessing to be with him. It was just a lovely, one of those synchronous moments of just all coming together. And of course, now that has reached millions of people now through grassroots efforts. It's amazing what it's done. And I mean, Africa is going nuts, and now it's coming to Asia. It's just going all over the place.
Well, it's beautiful. You know, I'm talking to some of our community. They all uniformly love the movie. Some folks say, well, it's so simple. And in which case we smile and say, isn't truth pretty simple and straightforward?
Well, I always say that the truth is so elegant that it is so full of a mathematical symmetry. That means there's a balance of complementary opposites, that if we look carefully and become really present and we see it, we're brought to awe. It was Albert Einstein who said, it is enough for me on a daily basis to contemplate and reflect the mysterious intelligence that permeates the universe daily. And I think that sums it up. I mean, it's there. We just have to open our heart. When our heart sees it, we see both sides. We see the balance. When our heart doesn't, we project our illusions onto it and then try to respond and avoid and seek things all the time.
You know, I'd love to, just picking up on everything you're sharing, and especially around the truth and your messages around heart and around gratitude and around healing. We are at a really amazing time on our planet right now, and the adjective amazing might be replaced by a lot of people as frightful or fearful, yet truly we're at an amazing time on the planet, and there's a rapid escalation of many energies. And if you were to say one thing to everyone listening about the best way to navigate what's happening on the planet, what would you offer?
Well, it's never what happens to us, it's how we perceive it. And it is never our assumption. If we polarize it into something positive or negative, we're not seeing it whole. And I always say, whatever we see, always look for the other side and see things whole, and it will take you to love. Because sometimes we get infatuated with things because it supports our values. Sometimes we get resentful to things because it challenges our values. But if we see both of them as a synchronous and complementation of opposites, we open our heart because we see the balance of life. And so I look, whenever I see, an outbreak of war, I always look for where the peace demonstrations are, and I look for the other sides. And if I see devastation, I look at where the constructions and buildings are, where they're renovating. And whenever I see those, I see the complementation of non-locality in the universe. We look at local events, and we measure them, and we see them with our filters, and then we look for non-local events, and we see the balance. And I prefer to see things from the perspective of balance instead of one-sidedness. And I find what I do, that it keeps me poised and more balanced.
Well, as you see balance, you are in balance, are you not?
Well, I always say garbage in, garbage out, and if you see the divine order in, you get to express the divine order out.
Yes, yes. When we keep our eyes on the divine, we live a divine life.
It's such a gift.
Indeed.
I used to have vines in my chiropractic office. I don't practice now, but when I practiced, I used to have vines all over the place. And people said, you go room to room to room. No, I go divine, divine, divine.
I love it. Oh, it's fabulous. What a beautiful way to do that.
We love the humor and the truth.
Absolutely.
What would you like the listeners to know about you, and what would you like the listeners to know, period?
Well, I know this is going to sound light, but I just want to say that the truth is, no matter what you've done or not done, you're worthy of love. And the truth is also that no matter what anybody else around you has done or not done, they're worthy of love. And that means the most virtuous and most vicious, the most grandiose and most minimal. It doesn't matter who. And I believe that there truly is a hidden magnificence and hidden order in the universe, and I've dedicated my life to helping people see that. That's what all my work and research is about. And I hope that maybe something that's been said on here can awaken some of that. If not, maybe some of my books or my CDs or seminars or something might. And if they'd like to maybe join me and participate in anything I do, all they have to do is contact me at 1-888-DeMartini or go to the website, DrDemartini.com.
Divine wisdom and divine teaching indeed. And Dr. Demartini, thank you truly for sharing this time with us.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be right back with segment 3 of Ascension Talk Radio. Stay tuned.